I call this special meeting of the Carrollton-Farmers Branch ISD Board of Trustees to order at 6:07 p.m. on March 27th, 2018. As a district, we dedicate all our efforts and resources to our goal of high achievement for each student. The board uses this goal to guide all deliberations, decisions, and actions. For the record, all board members are present. We do constitute a quorum and can conduct business on behalf of the district. As required by Board Policy BBD Local, let the minutes reflect that all board members have exceeded the continuing education training hours required for the current reporting period. We will now proceed with agenda item number 2, presentation by Tadby Consultants, approval of qualifications and characteristics. And that is an action item. Butch, take it away.
All right. Well, before you are our recommendations. This is the night that we approve these, that you approve these, and these become a part of the application. Recall what we've said, that every one of these, the purpose of these is for the candidates, when they respond, to tell their story, tell how their career is applicable to what you're looking for in the new superintendent. So they're open-ended, they're wide, because we want them to be able to tell the story. We want to cast the net as far as we can. So that's why they're written in such a manner. We don't want them getting online and just answering yes, no, or something like that. We want them they will write a narrative based on each one of these, all right? So that's what this whole purpose is for, and tonight we will get down to the ones that you're happy with. We will tweak these and add, take away, do whatever you want to do with them and move forward in that manner. All right? Does that make sense? All right. So we'll just start off with the first one, and the first one is a proven leader with experience as a teacher, principal, and superintendent in a multi-high school district with comparable demographics. So your thoughts on that one?
Do they have to have been a superintendent?
That would be my question. Do they have to have been the
No.
superintendent of a large school?
No.
Okay.
We can certainly change that, and we can change that to central office, or something like that, which would include anybody that'd be assistant supes, deputies, whomever.
Can we do it as a and or? Does that cover, because, I mean, I don't want to exclude those who have been.
Wouldn't that be as is?
Well, that would have been included in what he just said.
It says and superintendent and or
That
is,
That makes it look like it's required.
Got it, yeah.
I think
yeah,
it should
without,
say and/or.
without the or, it just sounds like this is required, yeah.
Okay? So you want and or superintendent experience? How do you want that to read?
And/or doesn't accomplish it, but if you say superintendent preferred, that's typically the way it would work in a job posting.
You're
You know,
right,
they would
you're
say,
right.
doctor's degree preferred. That doesn't mean that they would exclude somebody with just a master's.
How about
but-
superintendent? Because I think you throw us off with central office, because I'm kind of like, that sounds like the whole building. So maybe superintendent or assistant superintendent. I mean, there's all these different titles for that,
I like the
or preferred.
The preferred.
And I'll be real blunt. I hope we find somebody that has multiple years of successful superintendency. You know, I think
And
that
this
that's
is just
something that would
says
be
highly
beneficial.
desirable.
Yeah.
I like the word
Right,
preferred.
now.
I do too now.
I will tell you that most likely, if they read that, it will potentially eliminate folks that are assistants or deputies. So they might not apply if they read that.
Yeah.
Because last time we interviewed one that was an assistant superintendent in Austin, that was one of our top 3. And we were really intrigued by a lot of his ideas and thoughts and everything.
Right.
It just reminds me that some of the best pull may be someone that's
on the way
My
up.
own thoughts on that, if preferred scares them away, then it scares them away. That's me.
Well, Bobby Burns has never been a superintendent before he got the job, and I think he did okay.
I agree.
Now, we can list, we can say, teacher, principal, and assistant superintendent / superintendent experience, and that would kind of encompass everybody.
But see, I don't think Dr. Burns would have shied away from that word. That says him, that talks about him as a person.
So what-
What you were mentioning about, Dr. Burns hadn't been a superintendent, but I don't see that wording would have scared Dr. Burns away. But that talks to the quality of the job he was doing and that he brought to this school district, so.
Well, if we say, if the wording intimates that we only want people who've been superintendents to apply, then that will shy away some highly qualified assistant or associate superintendents.
It's not to say that he had a lot of special knowledge, but I think he probably had enough knowledge of the culture of the board and the district to know that he shouldn't have shied away from it. Whereas a lot of these folks may not necessarily have that feel for us.
How much did this come up in community?
It came up that they preferred superintendent, they wanted experience. They didn't necessarily specify, some specified superintendent experience, but some specify, we want someone that's experienced. And they didn't really go into elaborate, and I'm assuming experience would mean
Right.
assistant sup or higher.
Sure.
So I'm thinking if it's okay with you, if we just put assistant superintendent / superintendent experience, that would encompass and keep the folks that are interested inside the parameters of that first one. It would not, and if you're a board member that only wants to consider superintendents, when the applicants, the information comes to you, then all you have to do is focus in on that group. You don't have to go any further down. But it doesn't prevent from others from applying. And as Nancy said, we did get some very quality, some high-quality applicants. Right. And some deputies, superintendents who are second in command out there that are very, very good as well. We would want them to apply as also. So is that acceptable to you, adding assistant superintendent?
I'm okay with it.
I'm okay. Everybody good?
Well, you can do a call down
All in favor, raise your hand.
Assistant.
Of doing what he just said.
A superintendent / assistant.
Yeah. That's majority.
Okay. All right. The next one is to able to establish a shared vision and set direction for the future.
I like it. I'm just curious.
I mean, the intent there is shared vision for the district.
Oh. Probably shared with the community would be my, shared with the board, shared with.
I like the way it sounds. It's vaguely wonderful.
You like the way it sounds?
No, but I can see where that's going. You'd want somebody to, I guess, establish the community where we are and where we would need to go from there. It's a really strong leadership or administrative role, so I don't have a problem with the wording.
Now, the purpose is to establish a vision, to gather input on the vision, and then start the movement toward the future with that vision. That's the idea, that we're hoping that the candidates will write what they do, how they gather their vision and set their direction for the future in their current district.
All encompassing, everybody involved in this school district. I mean,
All right? Number
Community,
two,
staff.
you're okay with? All right. Number three, a thorough knowledge of school finance and business management. This is no reflection on your CFO at all. What it is that we still believe, there's a mantra that we feel like that a superintendent needs to have some sort of knowledge of school finance and be able to operate a multi-million-dollar business.
What is the expectation on these applications that they are, they're expanding on the statement, correct? On this
Correct.
statement and answering?
That is correct.
And, I mean, they know they should provide examples or history.
They should, but not, doesn't mean that they all do.
So what if, with the addition of the word, a thorough knowledge of school finance and effective business management, would that help drive some examples in their response as to what they have done, or? I mean, it just says business management.
I like it.
And we can certainly add that. And, remember the core of this is for them to tell their story. We're putting statements out there and we're wanting them to be able to respond to the statements because the essence is we're wanting them to be able to tell you what they have done and how they have done this in their career and how they see it happening in the future for them. So that's the whole purpose of this. And so we don't want to, and effective is fine. I have no problem with that.
I think the word effective, I think that would be up for us to decide if their business management was effective or not. They don't need to tell us it was effective, let us make that decision. They'll tell us what they've done and we'll decide if it was effective or not. Define effective.
I like the fact that it's an open-ended question. It allows them to elaborate and really tell us a little bit more about what's
Yep.
going to differentiate themselves.
I agree.
Right.
And the context is clearly going to be public education, in an ISD. So, because my initial thought, and I think maybe we were on the same wavelength, then the more I thought, you know what, they're only going to be telling us about within this framework with that. So I think, because I can't imagine, I guess you could have a candidate say, and here's all the effective business management I did when I worked for AT&T, but.
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
good either way.
Number three, we're okay with?
Yes.
All right. Number four, action-oriented, willing to take a stand and follow through on tough issues. Not that you have any tough issues, but we want the superintendent to be able to take action when needed. We want to see what action they have taken. We want to see how descriptive they are on actions they have taken in the past and in their career.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
For a CEO that has a budget of $270 million.
The one piece that could be added, and I've seen it added in CEO searches in this, is to basically almost verbatim as written, but then something about consistently implemented or interaction, that idea of consistent follow-through. It's not just that there's that initial follow-through,
Right.
but the person is consistent. They don't, this is today and that's the way it is, and they follow through to this point, but then it falls off, so.
I totally agree.
So add, take a stand and consistently follows through on tough issues?
Is that like every tough issue they consistently follow through on, or one tough issue they consistently follow through on?
Above.
All right, then we will add that. Number 5, demonstrated success in management significant changes and encouraging continuous improvement in academics and operations. Everyone okay? Tara?
Encouraging, I mean, that's not, I mean, that's a great, we want somebody that's gonna be encouraging, but I mean, I would think a little stronger on and expecting. Or maybe that's part of the follow-through as well on the item above.
I think we're softening it to see how they respond. I mean, I think encouraging is not driving continuous improvement. It's softer, but I think we're anxious to see how they respond to the softer.
Are you saying I'm just mean?
No, I think you're setting the bar here. I think you're saying here and we're saying here in the question, and we're looking to see where they go.
Okay.
I mean, what do you think, Mr. Faulkner?
I think that's right.
We're looking for someone that is going to push, but we're,
I almost see this as two things, because I think it's very significant, the thought process of being able to manage change, but I also think that encouraging improvement and academics and operation, it's not exactly the change. So is it?
Two
Yeah,
different topics.
Demonstrating success in managing significant changes and demonstrated success in continuous improvement in academics and operations. I see that as two things.
what do you think?
We can certainly make it another bullet if you like.
Well, I'm curious how they answer number 6. I was looking to see if there was anything we could remove, but, you
Tell
know,
a joke.
but never mind.
They can send us a picture with the puppy.
Back to number 5.
What was that?
They can send us a picture with them and a puppy,
Yeah.
baby, whatever.
I'm okay with either way
We've
on
had-
number 5.
I have actually had a applicant that has their family walking on the beach. And they've got a family shot of that. And so that's the one that they put out, he puts out there. I'm like, well, it has worked for him, so. Okay, so are we making another bullet there and,
Yeah, let's make another bullet.
okay? So demonstrate success in managing significant changes. That's going to be number 5. Is that right? And then we will make number 6, encouraging continuous improvement in academics and operations. Correct?
Demonstrated success in encouraging continuous improvement. I don't know how you want to leave it. Is that what you meant, or?
I don't know that it has to say demonstrated, but
All right. So number 7, approachable, friendly, open sense of humor.
I like that myself.
For me, as long as we get our desired results and we have a true leader, I mean, I think those are nice attributes to have. I don't know that every leader in the world or every CEO in the world has all those attributes. If you do have them, then you got a gem of a CEO. Because we're all created different. All are not equal.
I like the
How are
open.
we, I mean, how are we gonna determine that in the process? And that's be my, I guess my question.
I think it's an interesting question to ask. And I think open is important to me,
Right.
that the person have some ability. I think that goes kind of with number 8, the effective communicator and things, but
Yeah, I think it does.
I think
too.
we need someone that can relate in our community to, you know, represent us when we're not there.
I guess the ability to effectively communicate with different groups would be something I would want to know about.
And that's the last one. So I think, I'm okay with leaving this new number 7 like it is. It's interesting. I wonder how you answer it.
Yeah, I do appreciate Mr. Fleming's comment, though, and I'm wondering if we wouldn't be better served with approachable, friendly, and open. Sense of humor is a little bit up to.
Questionable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my,
You know,
that was my main.
Can you
it
tell
was
3
just-
jokes, or, you know,
Right.
or do you laugh at jokes, you know?
That's a good point.
Okay.
That's a good point.
I agree.
Okay, so approachable, friendly, open, and strike sense of humor. Okay.
Is that something from the public at all?
It was, sense of humor, maintains a sense of humor was something that from the public. But again, you know, we don't want them to be some, you
Comedian?
know, person that's never able to laugh or have a good time, you know, with staff or things like that.
But I think the approachable and friendly takes care of that as
Yeah,
well.
absolutely.
I mean, if you're approachable and friendly, I think you've got some sense
I
of,
think you get some sort of a sense of that. A lot of times when
Sure.
you're checking some references and making some contact and finding out about a person, and some
And
of
we'll
that will
know-
become obvious.
Exactly, Randy.
Yeah.
We'll know a lot about that ourselves, you know, in our background work that we will do on these applicants. All right, so we will, approachable, friendly, and open.
Yes.
Okay, now the new number 8, a role model possessing integrity, strong morals, and honesty.
Oh, yeah.
I think in this day and age, we probably need that.
Absolutely.
Is that okay with everyone?
no changes.
And finally, the new number 9, effective communicator with a proven ability to interact and influence the business community and the communities at large.
Influence sounds a little heavy-handed.
It does. I mean, we're,
Yeah, but if we need him to influence, him or her to influence, that's something they need to be able to do.
Right now,
There's some issues that need some influence.
right now, public school is in the fight for its life right now. It wouldn't be a bad thing to ask for. Or at least to be able to effectively, I guess, well, I mean, we cover, you know, effectively interacting and communicating with community.
Are we looking for them to, quote, influence or to engage? the
That's what I was just looking up the
I was
definition of the
looking for a-
word engaged. If it's
Similar.
That's a lot better.
because when you say influence, that's a different descriptive, a different trait, a different.
Connotation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Occupy, attract, or involve. Engage.
So we want to strike the word influence and place engage.
I like that.
I'm good with that.
That sounds good.
Okay.
Engage, to me, almost means mobilize without having a stronger term of mobilize.
Yeah, it's a better choice of a word, I mean, for what we're doing
I
here.
mean, it's better than indoctrinate.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, let's, if you don't mind, Mr. Matthews, can we go right back through these and let me read these as is written? So I want to make sure we're all on board on.
Please do, yes.
Okay. Number one, a proven leader with experience as a teacher, principal, assistant superintendent / superintendent in a multi-high school district with comparable demographics. Able to establish a shared vision and set direction for the future. A thorough knowledge of school finance and business management. Action-oriented, willing to take a stand and consistently follows through on tough issues. Number five, demonstrated success in managing significant changes. 6, encouraging continuous improvement in academics and operations. 7, approachable, friendly, open.
Continuous improvement in academics
Encourages.
or
I think
Being-
encourages sounds a little better, a little more. Okay, encourages continuous improvement in academics and operations.
Part of that encourages would be more
Correct.
the right word instead of encouraging.
I agree. Number 7, approachable, friendly, open. Number 8, a role model possessing integrity, strong morals, and honesty. Number 9, effective communicator with the proven ability to interact and engage the business community and the communities at large. So those are the 9 bullets that we're proposing to you, and all we need is your approval on those.
All right, board members, do you have any questions?
Does it make sense on number 1 to switch the order, principal and superintendent or assistant superintendent?
I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Flip the superintendent to be before the assistant superintendent. Even though you've got them in a rising order, we kind of wanted superintendent as our first choice, assistant is kind of
Okay.
background choice.
All right, we can do that.
Any other, yes, ma'am, Ms. Klein?
Motion when you're ready.
Okay, any other questions, board members? Okay, this item is marked for action. Is there a motion to be made at this time? Ms. Klein?
I was going to make a motion to approve the revised, is that a good enough term? Qualifications and characteristics that we've discussed tonight.
I have a
the
motion from Ms.
superintendent.
Klein.
Second.
Have a second from Mr. Ramos. Any other discussion on this matter? All those in favor, raise your hand. That vote is unanimous. With a vote of 7 in favor and none opposed, the motion carries. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now 6:37, and we are adjourned. Thank you.